Because the Dragoons were all... I guess the Dragoons are out there. I haven't seen the main lately, so maybe he has a standby army back there. But right now, he's just going around clearing mines out of his side and denying this expansion. Looks like... well... I don't know. I was going to say, he may deny this expansion, or he may not. There he goes into the main. So, there's the tanks. There's only 2 Dragoons, and 2 Dragoons are not going to do a lot against tanks. Yes, please start controlling. You do not want to drop the main and get a pylon. That would be bad for you. And here go the probes. No, here go the zealots. And there go the tanks. No, okay, he did bring vultures in to support him. So the tanks will survive this, at least this part of it. 2 of them have gone down, and they are in a position to siege the probe line. And there goes a... that was almost a very nice drag, but it ended up being kind of a failed drag. So, Bogus is what is his name? Tempest! Tempest is in a little bit of trouble here. That's why a lot of commentators will just say, you know, Protoss and Terran, because they don't like remembering their names, but I'll remember their names. It's teal versus orange. We'll just say that. Teal and orange! No, that would be mean. Okay, so the harassment down at the 3rd went away, and the main is safe once again, but they did take out the photon cannon. I didn't see how many probes they got. That may have been very successful because they had a commanding position in the main for a little bit. And oh, okay. Here comes some observer prevention a little bit late. That almost looked like he was preparing for mutas for a second there. Actually, no, that is to... when he got into the main, he saw the Arbiter Tribunal, and so that is preparing for Arbiters to come in. The Arbiters do not have a lot of hit points, and so recalls, if you have to fly over more than maybe 1, won't work. Unless you hallucinate them, which is very common now. So, it will also prevent further, or future observers from getting in, but it won't do anything about the ones that are camping out on your base. So, we got the Dragoons moving up. Apparently they're taking an exterior prevention, and we have Vultures hanging out with a Dragoon. For a while, neither of them wanted to fire on each other. They were like, hey Dragoon, hey Vulture! You're cool, I know! And, oh, wow, that Dragoon lives. This is why I said that Dragoons will kill Vultures. And he tried to sit on a mine and trick the other player, and it did not work. Bogus was not, Bogus is a Terran. Tempest was not tricked. I should really... Tempest is a Protoss name. Bogus, I really don't get. Is he saying that he acts like a good player, but he really isn't? Fooled you! I don't know. That's probably why he's not a very famous player. If he got famous, he would call himself, like, Executor or Astounding Man or something. And Vultures are going to get pincered and die, and it will be painful for them. Poor Vultures. Run away. They will, however, deny this expansion for a second. And lay down a couple mines. This is what I was talking... I say this in another video. I don't remember if it was before or after this one, because my download got a little screwed up, so I ended up casting games 3 and 4 before 1 and 2. But at one point I always talk about that you really need to use your mines, and he's good about that. Mines can only help you. They don't cost... It's not like they cost minerals to lay down or anything. So, they just come with a Vulture. I'm gonna miss mines in StarCraft 2, but the Raven sorta has a similar type of thing. It's just not as cool. Mines are OP, according to Blizzard. And it looks like there was an observer that came over here to take a look and ran into like 4 turrets. So, bye-bye, observer. 4 turrets means that the observer is dead. You might want to just leave any other observers you have in the base where they are, because they're not going to get anything done. Just to let you know. There's an observer saying, there's a lot of mines on this ramp. And, okay, good. I was like, hopefully these zealots are not being sent over to get the mines. Okay, he may be massing up for a drop here, and if he, or a recall here, and if he is not going to do well, because that main is about the hardest main to recall into that I think I've ever seen. He went way overkill. Like I said, it looked like he was preparing for mutas. So, don't know what he's doing. Are you going to recall or not? Nobody knows. Where's your observer, man? You know that there... Okay, there is an observer. I just don't see it. There it is. I think an observer near an arbiter is even harder to see. Even though I know it doesn't actually work like this, it's like it's double cloaked. It's extra invisible. That should be something. That should be... That would really... Actually, that shouldn't. That would really suck. If you needed, like, 2 science vessels in the area to see a Dark Templar that was recalled by an Arbiter, that'd be lame. It'd be funny, but it'd be lame. Yeah. I will say Tempest is doing very well about keeping observers with his army, because he's at a lot of times in the late game, Protoss players will start to forget to do that, and wow, you missed that. You missed that by a lot. Okay. Hey, that was like he stasis the ramp so that reinforcements don't clear as easily. And Bogus, you had such a nice recall prevention, but there was nothing here. That actually may hurt your siege tanks though, or because your zealots can't get to the siege tanks thanks to that stasis. But you did force a liftoff, so that's very nice. And you may kill that command center. You gotta be careful of those siege tanks though, because yeah, there is a part of this base you do not go below a certain point, because the siege tanks will just eat your lunch. They'll eat it with a null. Alright, we got some more Vulture harass going on. Vulture harass really has not been that spectacular this game, I've got to say. It's like it's not correctly macro, although this one looks like it's going to be better because there are no troops in the area. So it does look like a lot of probes are going to pay the ultimate price. And some of them will be carrying minerals when they pay the ultimate price. It's like, no, I have one more to bring back! And here comes Zealots. Wow, that pylon kind of protected the Vulture for a little bit. So, there comes the response. And, wow, are you really going to make an expansion there? You can just drive over with his tanks and... What are you doing? That's like that's the problem. Protoss versus Terran on this map has a lot of problems because you can't get more than half the map, really. You know, the middle expansion is within siege range of the Terran's main, so you can't get that one. And then, so you have to end up trying to take like a base on their side, which is really hard to do. So it's a little tough to win. I believe in you though, Tempest, and so did the girl earlier that was holding the sign that said, "I believe in you." And that is not how you kill a mine. Apparently, this is what I was talking about. They're starting to not keep observers with their armies. We are seeing High Templar come out with their weird little green altar images. I think there should be a mischance on trying to hit a moving High Templar just because of that. For the RPs. Here comes an Arbiter, and once again, it is not sufficiently protected from a recall here. His main is, but he just has not, protected this area. And I don't know why. I also don't know why you used a Silent Storm on a single tank with like 3 Zealots attacking it. That's worse for you in the long run. But he is denying this expansion. So, this does put the Terran one base behind the Protoss. And that's great. For the Protoss. I had more I was going to say there, but I kind of forgot about it. But it puts the Terran base behind the Protoss. This is going to cause the Terran to not be able to keep replenishing his army. Basically, when you play Terran as Protoss, you got to keep hitting the army, keep taking it out, and do enough harassment to prevent it. It also looks like he took out the command center, because Bogus is having to rebuild his command center up at its 4th, which that will greatly help him in the future. Well, look at all those factories, and look at all. I didn't see a lot of action in the factories, so that may be bad. I wish they had a little thing that would show us minerals to see just how badly Bogus was doing, because he's spending a lot of his resources having to rebuild that 4th over and over and over again. And hey, a Goliath! Finally! Okay, there's a couple of Goliaths. There's a lot of Goliaths. Wow, I'm beginning to wonder about my vision. But he has Goliaths in the middle. He has, kind of a Terran Ball really isn't a term you use for mech, but he does kind of have a big old globule of units out in the middle of the map, so he may be thinking about pushing out. I don't know if I'd recommend he do it, but at the same time, he also is... Oh my gosh, here comes another recall. Poor Bogus. And there comes, I'm going to EMP you, but it won't do anything, and boom, just instantly, there goes the command center. So, 4 more minerals down the drain. I wonder if that was cancelled, actually. If it was cancelled, it's only 100 minerals down the drain. There goes the stasis on the ramp, which actually helped Bogus at this point. So, and some Dragoons, and wow, that's gutsy. That one was cancelled. But that's gutsy. I'm going to go ahead and rebuild the command center while you're in the middle of attacking. And it cost you 100 minerals, so gutsiness does not help you. And once again, he's trying to build a base within range of... I don't understand that. Take the one up at the top. Does Bogus know this map, or does Tempest know this map? Wow. I'm now remembering other commentators talking about when they do a whole game with mirror matchups and they get them backwards. I can see how it happens. This isn't even a mirror matchup and I'm getting it wrong. At least I'm catching myself. That's something. And that was kind of a... Dr. Green was like, I'm gonna tell them when you unstasis. Boom! They're unstasis. Okay, so there's the poor fourth. This fourth's been destroyed about 3 times now. You know, Tempest really needs to make... Okay, there he goes. Thank you. Good job. You're listening to me, Tempest. Tempest is making more turrets there in order to stop that dang Arbiter from the Arbiter never gets killed either. Arbiter recalls and then leaves. Gets energy, comes back. Here it comes again. Here comes the Arbiter going down the way, avoiding the vulture so they don't know ahead of time.